Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. It's Fiery Moon and I'm here to do the general collective full moon reading. This is going to be for the full moon in Libra, which is taking place today, April 1st, as I am recording this. It hits the full moon peak of 100% at around 10, I want to say maybe, I think it's like 10:12 p.m. tonight. So currently we have the sun in Aries. Like I said, the moon is already in Libra. Venus has moved into Taurus. We'll also have Mars trine Jupiter starting today as well. I'm going to be starting out with the Black Moon Astrology deck. I have the Honest Truth Tarot to break it down, and then we'll use the Moonology deck for the guidance and advice. Like I always tell y'all, just take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that time as well as the energy is fluid, and the energy can be vice versa or interchangeable. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. And let's jump right on in and see what messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this full moon. It is in Libra, which is naturally the 7th house, the house of, partnerships, relationships, how we relate, and, partner with others or another, no matter the dynamic. So you may want to see where Libra is in your houses and see, where it may be playing out for you. Libra is cardinal air. It is ruled by Venus. Let's see what's going on. Let's get a few more. Aries is its natural opposite or counterpart. I believe I said it in my last video. In regards to the Venus and Taurus transit, because Venus is at home in Taurus, but it also likes to be at home, or it is at home in Libra as well, because Venus rules both Taurus and Libra. With the moon, the moon is also feminine energy, but with it being, the moon being the ruler of Cancer, Cancer energy squares Libra energy. Because they are like the same modality, the cardinal modality. Let's So they create and initiate new ways of thinking, analyzing, and communicating. So this should be an interesting full moon. And what I just heard as I'm shuffling is shut them up. So I don't know, some of you could have shut some people up. Or vice versa. Take it out of the So let's get one more. Alright, so bottom of the deck we have Gemini. I think, but you know, Mercury rules Gemini. Gemini is mutable air. So this makes me feel like I don't know, it's almost making me feel like for some of you, yeah, with the Gemini, I think, and then we have the eighth house endings and beginnings, which is like the death card. It's almost like for some of you, like there, you may have had a change in the way of your thinking. Like you've ended one way of thinking and began a new way of thinking, whether this is for yourself. For some of you, you could have, you know, changed the way like someone was thinking about you with this energy here. Because I'm hearing like what's important with the earth element stability coming out, and then we have here the Libra energy, I balance. Yeah, like what's like, how can I say this? Yeah, like what's important, what's valuable. What this could even have something to do with like a value or a belief system for some of you, where either that changed for you, you changed, you know, the way someone was thinking, or them, you, vice versa. But something that, or in a way, I'll say that actually, you know, maybe bringing stability to, you know, their lives or your life, however it goes for you. Or how, you know, someone, you know, partners or relates to others or another. Something definitely changed. Because then we have the 12th house, which is escape. And then we have the 11th house, which is friends or associations. Someone could also be looking at, you know, for some of you, like relationships that have ended that actually were valuable. And you're seeing like, even if this is in regards to like friendships or associations, you're seeing with the 12th house escape. Like I said, I believe I said it in the weekly reading, like who's for you and who's against you. Because this energy to me is like, it's literally almost screaming like fake friends, or being associated with people that, you know, use you, or you use them, however that resonates for you with the Capricorn I use. But I almost feel like with the Saturn return and age here, because you know Saturn rules time, I feel like almost saying like, yeah, Like, you too old for that. Like, we're all grown on this channel, and you're too old to be, having friendships where, or any type of relationship where it's like the ground basis, like, is off of what you can get out of that person or what they can get from you. Like, almost like in a way of being superficial. That's an old way of doing that. Honestly, I don't even think it's an old way of doing stuff. That way ain't never been cool. And it's making me think I've had it on my Facebook for at least, I want to say maybe 6 or 7, maybe even 8 years. I've had this posted on my Facebook, like pinned to the top of my profile. And it's a conversation. It's a video of a conversation of someone. He's being interviewed. I don't even know what he does, but I couldn't knock what he said. And he was asked by the interviewer. He said, she asked him. She said, "Who's your best friend?" And he said, "Me." And she was kind of taken aback. She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I got the best advice for me. I'm, basically going to keep it real with me, and I'll tell me the truth." And then he goes on to elaborate, and he says, like, "I don't want to use me. I don't want a best friend. I don't want someone that's going to use me, and I don't want to use anyone else. Like, I'm self-sufficient." And hearing that is like, it's so true. Like, I'm not saying it in a way as like you don't need like a best friend, or it's not good to have a best friend. But you got to be your own best friend. That's the way that I've always seen it. Like, as long as I've been on this earth, yeah, I've had, people that were, close to me. I maybe have had, one person that I considered a best friend in all of my years of life. And that's someone, like, as we're grown now, like, I don't even have to talk to them, but I know if I was to call them for anything at any time, it would we would be able to pick up right back where we left off. But I don't, it's not something that is a constant in my life, like, because I'm my own best friend. But it's, that real is coming up for me. And like, a lot of people don't get that. Like, you don't need to. And I'm like, again, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with having a best friend, but at the end of the day, what is the foundation? What is it built on? I almost want to say, like, what's the intention? Because it feels like someone here is either realizing they lost a person that was very valuable to them. And it's almost like they're, seeing, like, what they've been aligned with, and, like, it's just not, it carries, like, they may be cool, they may be people you've known, or, whether this is friends, family, a partnership, whatever the case may be, someone that you are in a relationship with. And I mean it in the way of this person, like, they're seeing with the 12th house escape, like, it's like, it's veiled associations, like, it's surface level. There's no depth. It's only, especially with the Capricorn I use here, either what you can get out of them or what they can get out of you, using energy. And that's old. But like I said, from my perspective, that shit ain't never been cool. But to each his own. Yeah, because, thank you, Spirit. Because then we have Mars, the masculine energy. But then we have the void of course moon. Like, yeah, something's missing. The depth. With the void of course moon and the Cancer, I feel there's no depth. in these relationships or partnerships, they're empty. This is like someone that has empty associations. Like you can't get like, and it's crazy to think like you would be associated with people that either is using you or you're using them, but you're not getting anything out of it. Like there's no satisfaction at all. It's lacking depth. It's lacking truth with Saturn. And like I said before, and like this is all just what I'm feeling intuitively. It's lacking a foundation with the fourth house, roots. What type of relationship or association do you have without having? These are key things. These are necessary for any type of relationship. What's the ground basis? What's the intention? Is it real? What do you feel? Like, what's the goal? Otherwise, you just like literally just wasting time. So let's see what's going on. Too many. What's the overall energy of this full moon, Spirit, as it pertains to the collective? I'm feeling like the energy of like someone wanting to talk. Whether this is you or someone in regards to you. We'll take them. So we have Saturn truth and the Cancer I feel coming out. And this could be someone wanting to express like some type of truth or, you know, how or what they're feeling. Bottom of the deck, we have the fifth house, which is creativity, which is like the house of expression. So that could be why I'm feeling like the energy of like someone either wanting to talk or express themselves. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? As it pertains to this full moon. I almost feel like because Saturn is in Aries right now, which is cardinal fire. So that's, you know, wanting to take some type of action with it being in Saturn. And I was just getting ready to say, look at the bottom of the deck. Remember I said that the moon rules Cancer, but it's in Libra right now. But I was just feeling this Cancer energy as just the moon in general. Here's the moon card on the bottom. And it just feels like again, like this energy is wanting to like it could be making someone want to say something because, you know, the sun is our actions and the moon is our reactions. So I feel like, you know, someone is, like I said, wanting to express something via words, but it's in regards to how they're feeling. Someone could even be like facing, you know, their feelings. Some people, you know, especially like I said, with that energy, with Saturn being in Aries right now, taking a leap of faith to express their feelings, taking some type of action to do that. Because it almost feels like for someone at a soul level that they're like, it's almost like their soul is seeking some type of balance. Like they feel it so deeply that they need to express whatever this is. So can I get one more, please, Spirit? One more for the collective as it pertains to this full moon. Can I get one more? here's that Pluto card. Transformation. This is like that death card energy. And Pluto is in Aquarius right now. Then bottom of the deck we have the part of fortune, which says increase. That almost feels like the wheel of fortune to me. So that makes me feel like for some of you it would be beneficial, for whether this is you that is needing to express something or someone needing to express something to you. It's almost like making me feel like there's value in expression. And that's, something that I've always believed. I don't care the person, I don't care the situation, the place, or the thing. I am going to express myself in the moment when I feel something. I'm not gonna wait. Like, and a lot of a lot of people always tell me like, dang, you always wanna, you know, get to. Yes, I do, because I don't want to walk around in suspense. I don't want you walking around in suspense. And if I express myself and let you know how I feel, you don't have to guess because I told you. So that is the best way for me. I don't like being around the bush. I don't like feeling like I'm repressing myself. Those feelings are feelings of restriction to me. And I didn't come here for that. I came here to be the purest and freest, most expression of myself. And I know that. And if some people don't like it, oh well. Like, I don't care. Water needs to, move in however way that comes out. It comes out in many ways. It comes out by communication. It comes out by, dancing, actual physical movement. It comes out, and being creative or artistic. Like, I can't, like, my water is going to be in constant flow. That's just personally for me, but like I said, at least that's all that matters. But yeah, with this transformation, yeah, I feel like for someone this is this may be a significant change, because they may be, or you may be someone that's not used to expressing yourself. And don't get me wrong, putting your feelings into words is a hard thing. Y'all see me sitting here when I do these readings, struggling sometimes to put into words what I'm actually feeling. And for a lot of what I be feeling, there is no words. So I try my best just to, connect it to something, correlate it to something, so that, the message can come through. But that's all I can do. And whoever's in this energy, they may, struggle with that, or they've always just repressed themselves, because sometimes people feel, well, it's better not to say nothing. I mean, to each his own, but I just don't believe that. I don't. I feel like sometimes you really gotta think, like, sometimes when you've been wanting to say something to somebody, the relief that you feel after you say it, it's a reason for that, because it wasn't supposed to stay in. It was supposed to come out. And like, I get some people say, like, everything doesn't need to be said. They're right to an extent. But if you feel that you have something to say and it's making you feel restricted, repressed, or even like it hurts to keep it in, that's like almost being convicted to say something. That's conviction hitting you. You can't worry about how the other person is going to feel, how they may take it or not take it. Just do it. Like, and whatever happens after that happens. Because I find sometimes, normally, like, a lot of people say to me too, they be like, if I tell them something, like, I'm just, just expressing myself, like I said, the response I always get back is, you know what, Jazz, I needed to hear that. or I'm glad you told me that, or thank you for saying that. Like, and I do understand, like I said before, that it is hard sometimes because, as a child, I wouldn't, like, I I really wasn't very communicative. I know some people may find that hard to believe because now it's not even like now, but I had to learn like how to articulate what I was feeling. As a child, I didn't know, so I didn't have the words. But now, as I've grown through, and I started realizing like the how in a way it was cathartic for me to do that. And I'm really not a talker. Like, I spend a lot of time by myself, so I don't, like, my phone don't ring. I don't sit and talk to people and have conversations. That doesn't mean I'm antisocial. That doesn't mean I don't know how to communicate, but it's just not something that's constant in my life right now. Like, if whoever I need to talk to, I talk to them. And who I don't, I don't. Like, I'm not one to waste words. But if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. But as a kid, like, I think I spent more time being observant until I learned how to put the two together. So I can feel like the struggle that this person may be having. Um, but I feel like it would be beneficial for them. It will help them to, like, almost like with this part of fortune and the Sagittarius I see, it'll like I said before, like, it'll show, like, because I'm getting the energy of intention off of the Sagittarius I see, like, and I'm also getting, like, direction as well. But it'll show them, like, almost like I said before, the importance of doing this, the importance, the bigger picture, the because it clears up, it leaves no room for, like, I want to say fogginess, but confusion. Like, it clears stuff up. But let's see what's going on. What messages do we need, Spirit, as it pertains to the collective in this full moon? What messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding? That energy is strong. We have the Tower card. Understanding, as well as protection to remove as it pertains to this energy and spread surrounding the full moon for the collective. Can I get one more? So, bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which says consistent, dedicated, and mastery. For some of you, what I'm getting is like this may be at work. That, you know, this could be taking place for you. For some of you, I don't know. But it could be just because it's Pentacles energy. But the Eight of Pentacles is an energy of, you know, putting in time, energy, and effort. You know, sometimes it could represent money. But in like, you know, getting something done. It's the actual physical, you know, labor of something, you know, doing the work. But it can also be, and I'm kind of feeling it here for some of you, avoidance. Because up under it, we have the Page of Cups, which is an energy, you know, it's a water energy, but it's a card of expression. It could be some type of, you know, message of love, quote unquote, but it's really just like a pure expression of what you're feeling. Followed by the Ten of Cups and the Four of Cups. Yeah, so for some of you, the avoidance energy that I'm feeling is some of you may be throwing yourself into work to avoid the fact that there was or is, for some of you, by you not expressing how you feel, it's almost like you've put a Ten of Cups situation in jeopardy. Or for some of you, you may feel that you missed the opportunity with the Ten of Cups and the Four of Cups. And this is an opportunity, like I always say, for me, the Ten of Cups is, you know, that emotional joy, peace, happiness, and contentment that you share with others or another. But mixed here with the Four of Cups, it's like for some of you, because you're avoiding expressing yourself, expressing what you're feeling, some of you, it's because, you know, you may feel that you lost the opportunity at this Ten of Cups, or you, like, in some kind of way put it in jeopardy. So you could be like throwing yourself into work or doing something other than doing this, other than expressing yourself. It's almost like, in a way, like trying to fight the feeling. But it's only leading to, from the 6 to the 5 of Swords, it's leading to the mental confusion, the mental conflict, you know, almost like deceiving yourself. That's where it leads. So it's actually like you're going back, because to go from the 6 to the 5 is a regression. It's like you're going backwards when you want to go forward. Normally you get to the 6 of Swords by surpassing the 5 of Swords. You don't go from the 6 to the 5. But there's almost like a fear here of, you know, like I said, it could be fear. Like I said, it could lead to more confusion or feeling like you don't have any power to do this. But with the 10 of Swords, you know, it's almost like this is like someone just replaying like the worst case scenario. Or someone that has a mentality or mindset that is mentally stifling. And it's like you, like for some, it's like they can't, whether this is you or someone else, like they see, like they don't want to face like this Ten of Swords, like as, how can I say this, as if this was to happen, if they were to express themselves, it would be the end. This is almost like even too, like given the energy of like someone afraid to just face the truth. I get one for this Saturn? Oh, too many. This Saturn truth. Why is Saturn truth here for the collective? So we have the Page of Swords, and I'm going to take the bottom as the clarifier. Can I get one for this Cancer I feel? This Cancer I feel. The Five of Cups. And then Pluto, transformation. We have the Three of Cups. So, the Page of Swords. It says truthful, just, and written messages. So for some of you, I feel like with this Page of Swords, it's almost like, you know, the Page of Swords could be an energy of, you know, someone coming through or communicating just a small, you know, message to you. But it can also be like the energy of like getting more information. The fact that it, you know, this is like an energy of being honest with yourself. For some of you, whoever's in this energy, they're realizing that, you know what, I need to speak my truth. But it's almost like, yeah, for some of you, if you struggle with this, or whoever maybe, you know, struggle with communicating their, you know, how they feel or what they're feeling, you don't have to go big. You could just start small, but be real with yourself and be truthful and honest and to whoever you're talking to. Because with the Five of Cups, yeah, like I said, someone is feeling like this is a very low energy. It says regret, focus on the loss, and betrayal. Because, like, not for nothing, if you're unable or you're choosing not to express yourself, that's a form of self-betrayal. And I feel like if this is in regards to like someone wanting to express themselves to another person and they, you know, they haven't or they didn't, they're holding on to those feelings. So it's almost like, damn, like that's where the energy of regret comes from. The energy of a loss. Because for some of you, you may be separated from this person. And it's like, damn, they should have told, like, it's almost like the energy of like, I should have told them how I felt. And then with the Three of Cups, from the 5 to the 3, there's a Two of Cups at play. The Three of Cups can also represent, you know, associations. It says celebration, friendship, and exuberance. It's, you know, sometimes it could be an energy of someone like being on the same wavelength. As you can see, like these are like, I always see this card as like three guys, you know, at a cookout, you know, just like chopping it up. But for some of you, it's like, it almost feels like someone lost a Two of Cups situation because of who they've either been aligning or associating themselves with in an emotional way. Because you don't have, like, this is like an energy of like, it doesn't require depth, really, because it's like, okay, well, we just together because we're in the same place or we're doing the same thing. This is that kind of energy. And it's almost like someone is, you know, realizing like, I want something a little bit more one-on-one, or I lost the chance of having, you know, that one-on-one connection where there's depth and it's personal. This is like shallow to me with the Three of Cups. Like, it's just, oh, because we all here right now, this is what we doing. Like, I don't even do that. Like, you know, I can't, like, I'm a person, like, I don't do small talk, like, and I don't care who, like, even if I was at a cookout with all my family, you'll normally find me sitting somewhere by myself, sitting off to the side, or I'm with the kids. Like, that's me. Like, I'm entertained by the kids, like, straight like that. Cause I can, you know, it's like for some reason I don't know, like it's almost like adults, like they just like I connect with the kids. You'll find me playing, you know, double dutch or writing with the sidewalk chalk, you know, helping the little ones, you know, ride the bike or play with, you know, like that's me. Cause I get more, you know, satisfaction out of that than sitting around just talking to people superficially, like family, friends or not. Like I don't care. But I'm also just like a big kid at heart, so um but yeah, my family will ask you something. Now, 9 times out of 10, if we having like some type of gathering, if I'm not, you know, entertaining, like, or, you know, being, you know, playing with the kids, you either find me somewhere sitting by myself, or once I'm at my capacity, I leave. And they'll call me like, yo, where you go? Home? But clarifying the Page of Swords, we got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is like an energy with the Five of Pentacles. It says hard times and feelings of lack. Yeah, someone is realizing that there's almost like a lack of, you know, being honest with themselves, a lack of communicating for some of them, like in a truthful way with themselves and with others. Because the Five of Pentacles is an energy of lack. It could be an energy of being left out in the cold. It could be like a struggle type of energy, and I've been feeling that struggle since we started with the Black Moon astrology deck. Like someone struggles, like it's almost like they don't know how to say what they want to say or what they need to say. But it starts with you. It starts with being real with yourself. Once you have that down, you know, it's almost like you'll figure out how to convey it. But you have to be sure on what you're feeling and honest with what you're feeling first and foremost. Clarifying the Five of Cups, yeah, we have the Sun. And it says enlightenment, success, and happiness. But it's, you know, the Sun is also a card of clarity. It's also a card of, you know, exposure. And I feel like with it clarifying this Five of Cups, it's almost like like I feel like someone is like seeing where and or why they're hurting, because I feel hurt, because like I said, when you're feeling something and it's either like you're trying to bury it, you're trying to avoid it, that can cause like physical pain within you. That's why I don't like I'm not an advocate for that. Like, mm-mm. But this is almost like a realization, like, yeah, someone is realizing like they are hurting. And it's almost like the Sun is, it's like, it's like, I almost feel like it's a spotlight being shown on this Five of Cups for this person or whoever. And then for the Three of Cups, here we have the Three of Wands, which could be a card of expectation. It could be a card of opportunity. And this is like that energy that I was saying too, of like associating with, you know, people in a way where it's like you, like it's to get something. Because it says prepare to receive, like you're looking, like someone may have looked to some type of group dynamic to get something out of it. We'll clarify this Three of Wands, but that's what I'm feeling. And someone is realizing like, that needs to end. I need to transform who I'm around and why I'm around them. And as I say that, the Magician is at the bottom. Yeah. Can I get one for this Three of Wands? What is this energy that I'm feeling, Spirit? The Three of Wands. Yeah, for some of you, it's like someone was expecting fairness and balance from some type of, or being associated or being in type of group dynamic with the Justice card being here, from something that kind of lacked the capacity. You expected something honest and true from like people or places or like a group or association where it's not supposed to get that deep. But it's almost too like with the Knight of Cups. Like you didn't have to give, like if you like, this is the thing, like you didn't have to be vulnerable or give, like you could just act like you cared, or these people may have acted like they cared, like they weren't fully forthcoming. But it's almost like you have to realize, like, what if you're not putting a lot into a situation, no matter what it is, whether it's emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, if you're not putting into a situation, you really can't expect to get much out of it. And that's like common sense to me. Can I get another one? Oh, too many. Can I get one more for this Three of Wands? Yeah, you thought that you was gonna get this Ace of Cups. Nah. That wasn't happening. For some of them, they were like, I almost feel like the energy of being duped with the Eight of Swords at the bottom. Give me one for the Three of Cups. Why is the Three of Cups here? Yeah, and someone put in a lot of time, energy, and effort. It's almost like, I don't want to say like the energy of people pleasing, but for some, you know, whoever this is resonating for, it may be that people pleasing energy. Where you thought if you put in a lot of time and energy and effort around this group of people that, like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like with this Three of Cups, they really didn't care. And then to expect that you were going to receive, like, something more than what you put into it from people that really can't even give it to you, no. And for some of you, I still feel that energy of avoidance with the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Like, you didn't even have to really put in anything emotionally. So for some of you, that's why you align with these people, because it was like you were able to avoid expressing your feelings. But now it's like you're in a conundrum because you're looking for something that is more balanced. And for some of you, you lost a connection with the Two of Pentacles and the Lovers based on this. Can I get one more? Yeah. The High Priestess. Which is a card of intuition. It's that inner knowing. So some of you, you were doing this consciously. Like, you knew what you were doing very well. As the King of Swords, the masculine air energy, you knew what you were doing. It's like someone trying to use something or someone like being associated with a group of people to like try to get you ahead. But them people is where they're at because it's like doing something or following the crowd, and when it's like realizing you're not going to get any further than these people. I don't know if this person thought that they would be an exception, or if they, like, in a way, like, did it in such a way where, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be noticed, that they would get ahead, like, off the backs of these people. This is like almost like the energy is given, like trying to hang out with the popular kids and think that you're automatically gonna be popular. What? Like that energy is just supposed to come to you. Like, no, no. Give me one for this, the sun. Why is the sun here? Yeah, the Page of Pentacles, the reality of it. This is almost two of like seeing a new perspective as well. Can I get one more? Why the Page of Pentacles, Spirit? Why the Page of Pentacles? We have the Queen of Cups, so feminine water energy. Yeah, for some of you, this is that opportunity, what is being shown to you. The opportunity that some of these, and you know, if it's masculine energy, had with this feminine water energy, it's showing them like, yeah, either they, it's almost like they're seeing like with this feminine energy, because this is Cancer energy. We have the Cancer I feel card. They're it's like they're gaining like some type of understanding, because this feminine energy could be very expressive emotionally. And they could be like trying to figure out like why or how, but it's how you, it speaks to this feminine's maturation to be able to do that. Give me one for the Queen of Cups. Yep, to be able to and we have the Lovers coming out up under it, but it's almost like for some of them too, they're realizing like there was a decision that was made between this feminine and possibly a group, and they like chose the group, but now it's like they want to choose that connection. But give me one for the Queen of Cups. Show me this Queen of Cups. Yeah, we have the Eight of Wands, which is a card of communication. You know, it's forward movement, but it could also be travel. But it's almost like emotionally, this feminine has like, it feels like this they've navigated their emotions in such a way. You know, the kings and queens are the masters of the sign, but the feminine energy being ruled by the moon, being water, they, to me, they're more mature than the masculine water energy. But they found their grounding with the Four of Wands. The water is their foundation, and like they say, there's no life without water. And it's almost like this person could be, you know, realizing like that's how, you know, this person is where they are, why they're so stable, because the Four of Wands is stability, stable within themselves. So it's almost even giving off the energy like with this Page of Pentacles, like the only thing you could really take from this feminine is notes. But some of them are realizing how them being in this Five of Cups energy is making them want to communicate with this person. or travel towards them. Yeah, definitely with the Knight of Wands. Like, I hope ain't nobody trying to pop up, because that Knight of Wands is fast moving, you know, energy. Give me one for the Page of Swords and this Five of Pentacles, please. Too many. The Page of Swords and this Five of Pentacles, and then we'll grab the guidance and advice. We have Judgment coming out. Yeah, it's time to just be real. It's time to make a judgment call. Because it's almost like, yeah, either if you choose not to, if your judgment is to not say anything, not be real with yourself, not express your truth, you're going to stay in this Five of Pentacles energy. But if you do express yourself, we have the Three of Pentacles at the bottom, which is a card of teamwork, it's collaboration. So you decide how you want to work with others or another. That's up to you. If you want to keep stifling yourself, shutting, you know, pushing your feelings down, you have all right to do that. But you're only going to align with people that technically do the same thing. Which is clearly what someone is already in. Can I get one more for this judgment? Why is this here? Yep, or you can, like, again, self-sabotage. With the Seven of Swords, it could be self-sabotage, or it could be, you know, making a decision to do something that serves you. Because for some of you, or whoever's in this energy, you may self-sabotage as a way of, like, just to keep the peace, but then you won't have any. And for some of you, doing this is how you create the peace that I feel with this Four of Swords that you're looking for. Why the Seven of Swords? Because you can try to run away from it or make a decision, but it's almost like it'll be the energy of you running in circles. And cheating yourself out of what it is you really want. The Two of Cups. What's missing here? You'll be cheating yourself out, or you'll be, you know, doing something that will be more self-serving to bring that energy towards you. The Chariot fell on the floor. You have to choose the direction that you want to go. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands, masculine fire energy. So it's in this, like, it's in your hands as the masculine energy. And are you ready to walk away from what is no longer serving you emotionally? You have to decide to take that action. Because I feel like this feminine energy is evolving. They've evolved. And like they're going in a whole different direction. Give me one for this Eight of Wands. We have the King of Swords. Yeah, like for some of you, I feel like this feminine energy, masculine energy currently could be a King of Swords. I don't feel like this is another masculine energy. Who is this King of Swords, Spirit? I don't feel like it's another masculine energy or the masculine energy that's going through this. Then we have the Page of Wands. And then the Ace of Swords at the bottom. So this feels like it could be this masculine energy that we've been feeling throughout this reading. If that's the case for some of you, and this masculine is wanting to communicate with this feminine, it's almost like, again, like I'm feeling it kind of how I feel this Page of Swords. Like the Page of Swords is this person like realizing that, you know, the truth starts with themselves. But this Page of Wands is actually like it's fire. So it's the action of, you know, communicating. And I feel like this King of Swords, if it's this masculine energy, they are like in a way wanting to, you know, communicate or send a message in some type of way. But it almost feels like they, like, I feel like a hesitancy, especially with this Ace of Swords. Like it's almost giving me like an energy of they don't want to reveal the whole truth for whatever reason. Like they still want to reserve some of the truth, like an omission. Too many. Give me one for this Page of Swords. And if this is this feminine's masculine energy, like I said before previously in the reading, this feminine is not one to waste words. So it's like they're within their masculine energy, it's kind of even almost better for them to stay silent than to have the small talk. Because they're a king and a queen within their masculine and feminine energy. This is child energy. Yeah, and it's almost like with the Ace of Pentacles, like this is like a go big or go home. That's how this feminine sees it. And if this is that masculine energy, it's almost like they're trying to downplay still what we've been feeling this whole reading, what they actually are feeling, what they actually want. Because they're trying to, yeah, with the Four of Pentacles, like, in a way, protect themselves. I mean, I get it, but it's still, like, it's that's manipulative to me. It's almost like, even too, like, for some of these masculines, like, if they want to communicate with this feminine, it's almost like they're like trying to find a way to convince them that they can trust them, or trying to, you know, convince this feminine energy to trust them by, like, I don't know, like, but doing it in such a way where they still are protecting themselves with the Four of Pentacles, like maintaining some type of control. still manipulative. Like, it's very strategic on the half of this masculine, where, like, I feel like I said, if this is the feminine's masculine energy, they're not with it. So they'd rather you, like, sometimes you just rather people not even say nothing than to come at you half-assed or half-hearted. Like, you either coming in and establishing what it is, your intention. Again, that's what I feel like, the intention. Not trying to, like, feel me out or test the waters. Can I get one for this Page of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles? Yeah, see, and then we have the Ten of Wands with the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this feminine energy ain't with all that extra shit, because they're not. This energy is not. They don't do this energy. This Nine of Swords, like, it's almost like you like trying to inflict confusion on this feminine. Like, no, you're the one with the baggage. It feels like this energy, this is like I was saying in the beginning, when you're in an energy of, expressing yourself, you're comfortable doing that. This energy can't survive there. So if this is this feminine energy, like I said before, they are just at a space emotionally and mentally where they don't have time for the small talk. Either you in or you out. Because the opportunities or people that they're aligning with or things that they're wanting to go towards for themselves, it can't have this. It's like I said, it's almost like liberating to be able to express yourself. So this energy gets it dissolves for this feminine if this is their masculine energy. But if it's another masculine, it's like you're just looking to, like, offload yourself on, like, in a way without, like, it feels like without actually doing the work still. And that's why you're, in this Nine of Swords energy, because you're doing too much. This is why it's heavy on you. Like, not for nothing, this masculine could, like, they're looking for, like, an emotional dumping ground, but and who they want to talk to and who they want to go towards, they know that they can't dump their shit there. Yeah, so it's like, hey, well, you got to figure it out. Because that energy is not welcome here with the Seven of Wands. This is the boundary for this feminine energy with the Seven of Wands. So let's grab the guidance and advice. What's the guidance and advice, Spirit, as it pertains to this energy and spread for the collective? What's the guidance and advice? Alright, so bottom of the deck we have the full moon in Aries, which is actually the opposite of, this full moon, but the energy is still valid, because it says a fiery climax approaches, and then it has show the world the real you, the full moon in Aquarius energy, which we have the Pluto energy out here. So it's like, yeah, you either show up as yourself or not at all. Because as we're filling up to this full moon, The energy is gaining momentum. So like I said, it's like that energy of like the universe and spirit trying to push this masculine energy to get on a Spike Lee, do the right thing. So we have you and your loved ones are safe, the new moon in Cancer. And this is just making me feel like you, this masculine energy, you're safe to express yourself to this person. You don't have to like have a guard up. Because being that you weren't honest or truthful or expressed yourself in the past, this person has every right to have a boundary with you. That's what it makes me feel like. Because who got time for this? Like, just because you're afraid doesn't mean that, or you know, you feel unsafe, or you're around people that you can't express yourself to, doesn't mean that this feminine is or was the same as these people. Because obviously, if you want to talk to this person, there's someone that you can talk to, that you can express yourself to. So why? That's the indicator that you are safe. Because you can't do it over here. You can't do it with who you're around. Like, you got to make it make sense. Let's see. New moon in Cancer. And we won't have the new moon in Cancer until we're actually in Cancer season. So July may be significant. So we have you and your loved ones are safe. And I feel like if this is resonating for the feminine energy, yeah, like, this is a direct message for you. You and your loved ones are safe. So it says there's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forward with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. The attune to the moon is make sure you put family first. Additional meanings for this card: let someone get a bit closer to you. A new cycle is starting for your child or children. It's time to review your goals. Have they changed? Meditation will help you banish your insecurities, and spending time near water will bring you peace and the answers. And the teaching of this card: the new moon in Cancer can be a super emotional time. The moon is all about emotions, and Cancer is a water sign and also very emotional. Saying that the moon is very happy in the sign of Cancer. It's one of her 2 home signs along with Taurus. So whenever you pull it, this card suggests that whatever happens next will be in your favor. It's especially positive for family matters. And clarifying it. Oh my God. Oh my God. OMG. The 9 of Cups. Wishes fulfilled and life is good. Yes. So for, like I said, for the feminine energies, I feel like you are already in this energy. There's because you're already, you're being real with yourself. You're expressing yourself how you need to. You're not, holding yourself back, because that's also what this 8 of Wands is. And for some of you, you're just protecting yourself as you should. So Spirit is like, yeah. It's a mindset or mentality that is needing to end. And I felt that in the beginning. Some type of way someone is thinking or analyzing is what's holding them back and keeping them from this 9 of Cups energy for themselves. I'll get another one. Give me one more, please, Spirit. I feel like a couple of cards flipped over. Hold on now. One more for this. You and your loved ones are safe, and the 9 of Cups. the Wheel of Fortune, and the Fool. It don't get no better than this. So it's like you're at a turning point. Both energies. I feel like I almost feel like saying for the feminine energy, like this is where it gets better. Because you're not afraid to, trust yourself, to take a risk. You didn't and it is a risk. Like I'm not I hope like no one is taking like what I say or what I said, in regards to, just expressing my experience, because it's not easy. It is taking a risk to be vulnerable, to put yourself out there, but there are rewards for that. I'm living proof of that. Because I'm, it fosters, it actually creates trust when people see that you trust yourself and how you express yourself and how you are real and honest with yourself. That actually makes people want to trust you. That's how trust is established. But it is, it is risky. Because, some people are afraid of it. They don't, some people may not understand it. But for you as the feminine energy, it's almost like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, very rarely have I ever find myself having to, backtrack. Like I said, the reaction that I, mostly get is either thank you for saying that, I needed to hear that, or I appreciate you telling me that. But it could have went the other way. I'm not saying that it couldn't, it could have. But there's no, at least you know. That's all I can say. Like, at least you know where I stand. So I feel like, yeah, for the feminine energy, this is like, it gets better. And if this masculine wants out of this energy, this Nine of Swords energy, they have the opportunity to do the same. They have to be willing to take that leap of faith, take that risk. No, like they say, no risk, no reward. It's just as simple as that. What's at the bottom? And then we have, if you choose not to, like I said before, nothing will come of this situation. The void of course moon. And we seen that in the other deck. Yeah. Because it says nothing is yet set in stone. And then we have believe in the impossible, which is making me feel like, you don't know what the outcome is going to be if you do this. It could go either way, but you won't know until you do it. So, as always, y'all, I thank you all for tuning in with me. I definitely hope everyone enjoys, this full moon. I hope everyone is safe. If it didn't resonate for you, it just wasn't your story, and that's fine. But everyone enjoy, like I said, this full moon. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I will see y'all on the next one. All right, later.